The last powers we're going to focus on a little bit that relate to the president and what he can do based on what's in the Constitution are a president's judicial powers. So, a president does have the ability to issue what's called a pardon. This is when a president grants absolute and total forgiveness to a convicted federal criminal. So, the president is basically offering a get out of jail free card and completely wiping that from the record. In the president's mindset, an individual was wrongly accused and by the courts, and this is the check that the president has on the courts. He steps in and he overturns the conviction and basically provides forgiveness to a convicted individual. When a president is giving a pardon to a group, however, and not an individual, that's referred to as amnesty. So there are some examples of amnesty that have taken place in American history. Amnesty was provided after the Civil War to Southern soldiers that technically were committing treason by arming themselves and rebelling against the government. Instead of having individual hearings for each person, the president just gave like a blank forgiveness to all of those individuals. Again, when you are giving forgiveness to an individual, that's a pardon. When you're providing complete forgiveness to a group, that's called amnesty. Presidents also have the ability to engage in what's called commutation or to commute sentences. This is when a president does not want to give forgiveness to a convicted criminal, but feels like they were punished too severely. So a president has the ability to step in and shorten a sentence of an individual. So, for example, if a court sentences someone to jail for 20 years for drug trafficking charges, and the president feels like that's too harsh of a sentence, the president could step in after 10 years and say, that's enough. Like, I'm not forgiving you for the crime that you were convicted of. I'm just allowing you out of jail early. I'm canceling your sentence or reducing it because I feel like you've been punished too severely. But unlike a pardon, it's not forgiveness, it's just reducing the sentence. And then a president can also issue what's called a reprieve. This is when a president temporarily chooses to delay a sentence from being carried out. So let's say the court sentences somebody to a particular punishment. A president can step in and issue a reprieve. It's almost like a timeout. And it gives maybe the president or people more time to like look into whether a person was wrongfully accused or was wrongfully convicted, right? It doesn't give forgiveness, but it just like prevents a sentence from being carried out. So a pardon is complete forgiveness. A commutation is not forgiveness, but a reduction in the sentence. And a reprieve is just sort of like a timeout that temporarily pauses the situation and prevents a sentence from being carried out. These are all formal judicial powers that the president possesses. Most of them serve as checks against the judicial branch for abusing its